You should be extremely selective with who gets your attention because you become what you give your attention to. Epictetus said that centuries ago, long before TikTok, Slack pings, and the relentless siren call of just one more episode. Back then, the distractions were probably goats, gossip, and gladiator fights. Today, our minds are a digital buffet, endless, noisy, and demanding. But if the ancient Stoics could tame their restless brains while living in chaotic Rome, maybe there's hope for us. Imagine this. You walk into a crowded room. Everyone's talking loudly about everything: politics, weather, crypto. Again. In the corner sits someone calm, quiet, not scrolling their phone or trying to sound clever. They're listening, really listening, with the patience of a monk and the confidence of someone who doesn't need to prove anything. You can feel it. That person is the wisest in the room. And the secret? It's not that they read every philosophy book ever written. It's that they know when to shut up, when to pay attention, and when to hold their emotional firepower for something that actually matters. The Stoics, Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius were masters at this game. They didn't chase every shiny idea. They didn't panic when life got hard. They didn't waste words. And today, when the world tries to lure us into shouting, rushing, and reacting, their lessons feel more vital and a little more badass than ever. So let's step into their sandals for a while and see what it really means to be wise. The first thing the Stoics would tell you: stop talking so much. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so we can listen twice as much as we speak." The man had a point. Most of us treat conversations like a competitive sport, waiting for our turn to speak, polishing our comeback while the other person's mid-sentence. But wisdom isn't found in noise. It lives in silence. Listening isn't passive. It's an active superpower. When you really listen, not just nodding while planning your grocery list, you catch insights others miss. You build empathy. You earn respect. And bonus, when you finally do speak, people actually listen because they've seen you're thoughtful. Silence isn't awkward, it's a secret weapon. Seneca even said silence is a lesson learned from suffering, because when life humbles you, you realize not every moment needs a hot take. The next time you're in a meeting or group chat, try it. Stay quiet. Absorb. Ask thoughtful questions. You'll notice how people lean in, how ideas flow more freely. Ironically, saying less makes you sound smarter. Of course, listening alone won't make you Yoda. You also need humility, the quiet, brave kind. The Stoics saw arrogance as wisdom's arch nemesis. Epictetus warned that if you think you already know everything, you'll never learn. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, and arguably the busiest man alive, said, "If anyone can prove me wrong, I'll gladly change." Imagine that. The guy who ruled an empire was open to correction. Meanwhile, many of us can't admit when we misread a meme. Humility isn't weakness, it's strategic. When you stop pretending to have all the answers, you become a magnet for new ones. People trust you more. You make better decisions because you aren't blinded by ego. And you avoid the spectacular crash that comes from overconfidence, history's most reliable comedy. But even the humblest sage gets tested. Life loves to throw obstacles just when you're feeling centered. The Stoics had a trick for this too: embrace challenges. Seneca put it beautifully. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. They didn't see hardships as personal attacks. They saw them as gym equipment for the soul. Take Elon Musk. Love him or roll your eyes, the man is allergic to giving up. SpaceX failed so many times it became a punchline. He didn't crumble. He treated failure as tuition for greatness. Or Steve Jobs, famously booted from his own company. He turned exile into Pixar and Next, then stormed back to Apple and changed the world. That's Stoic grit in action. Not whining, not sulking, but turning setbacks into stepping stones. So when life hands you lemons or layoffs, heartbreaks, bad Wi-Fi, ask, what's the lesson here? It's not about toxic positivity. It's about power. Resilience makes you unshakable. Speaking of power, nothing screams wisdom like emotional control. Picture a leader in chaos, markets crashing, deadlines imploding, who doesn't melt down but calmly charts a path forward. That's stoicism in action. Elon Musk, under massive pressure, stayed focused. Steve Jobs, when Apple was dying, kept his vision steady. Jeff Bezos built Amazon by ignoring short-term noise and playing the long game. The Stoics taught that anger, panic, envy, they're like bad Wi-Fi signals. They'll disconnect you from reason if you let them. Modern Stoic thinkers like William B. Irvine and Massimo Pigliucci teach simple tools. Pause before reacting, journal your emotions, detach from what you can't control. It's not about being a robot. It's about being the calm in the storm. Try this. Next time someone cuts you off in traffic or drops a snarky email, breathe. Don't feed the fire. Your future self, wiser, calmer, will thank you. Then there's resilience. The art of bouncing back so hard, people wonder if you're secretly made of springs. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Translation: obstacles aren't detours, they are the road. Steve Jobs didn't just recover from failure, he used it to come back stronger. Jeff Bezos faced years of doubt and financial peril, but kept building his vision. Resilient people don't just survive, they grow sharper, stronger, and more innovative because of what they've endured. Resilience isn't born, it's built. Daily reflection, gratitude, supportive relationships, and a willingness to adapt are like weights for your emotional muscles. Over time, they turn you into someone setbacks can't break. Still, strength isn't just about pushing through, it's about peace. The Stoics prized inner calm as the ultimate fortress. Picture Tony Robbins. Love him or not, the guy thrives in high-stakes chaos. His secret? Mindfulness, gratitude, and controlling what's inside rather than panicking about what's outside. Inner peace isn't fluffy, it's strategic. A calm mind makes better decisions, avoids drama, and leads with clarity. The Stoics meditated, reflected, and practiced gratitude long before Instagram turned it into an aesthetic. They knew, you can't control the world, but you can control how you show up in it. Start small. Breathe in the morning before you touch your phone. Pause midday to reset. End the night listing things you're grateful for. It's free and it's life-changing. Another timeless lesson, integrity. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." Translation: don't become what you hate, be better. The Stoics weren't joyless statues, they were warriors of the mind. Wisdom isn't knowing everything, it's mastering yourself. Listen, stay humble, face challenges, control emotions, be resilient, seek peace, live with integrity, focus on what matters, love your fate, let the rest go. Do this, and you won't need to prove you're the smartest, people will feel it. You'll be calm in the storm, trusted and heard. In a world addicted to noise, that's real power. And that's how the Stoics can turn you into the calmest, wisest person in any room. Someone who doesn't need to shout to be heard. If this video gave you a new way to see life, hit that like button to let me know. And subscribe so you don't miss more insights on living smarter, calmer, and stronger. Remember, listen more, worry less, and master yourself, because that's where true power begins. See you in the next video.